So can you tell me what you think is social media? So maybe say this company, that company, this company is social media. What is social media to you?
Typically when I'm using the term, I'm thinking about attention economy platforms where your data, time, and attention is the primary product, the primary thing they're extracting to sell. And I make a distinction between social media and the social internet. I'm a big early booster of the internet and the social internet. I think using the internet for expression and connection is very important. So it's really that attention manipulation aspect. It's a large platform, closed garden, trying to extract, monetize your data, your attention. So that would be, it's hard to keep up with, but the classics would be Facebook, it'd be Twitter, it would be Instagram, it would be TikTok. On the other hand, things like there's really hazy dividing lines. Instant messenger services, probably not.
Okay.
Like WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp is sort of they're trying to be more like a social network, but it's in its own sort of in between
Sure.
space. For example, group text messages is not. Obviously, things like being on a podcast or something is not, right. YouTube, I don't know how to think about it. Because YouTube is a very complicated thing. It is the best. Video is incredibly important. It's a great platform from it, but they have this recommendation engine, which is trying to grab your attention, but I think YouTube is in a weird space, right? So it's not super clear cut. Some things are. I think Twitter's pretty clear cut. I think Facebook's pretty clear cut. I don't know how to think about YouTube. I don't know how to think about WhatsApp. I don't know how to think about Clubhouse. Like what is Clubhouse? I don't really know. I'm doing a Clubhouse, shortly with a tech reporter from the New York Times to see what it is because I don't even know what that is. So it's not an easy question to answer.
Got it. So do you watch YouTube?
I mean, not a lot, but I'm fascinated by YouTube because I think democratizing video is incredibly important, and it seems to be really the only game in town, right? If I'm understanding, obviously you're a master of the medium. There really isn't is this true? There's not really a comparable platform that makes it that's so good at hosting video and displaying video, and you can play it on all these different tablets and TVs and phones. And so yeah, I use YouTube often like a library when I'm trying to look something up or want to.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Or there's someone I'm interested in. I want to see them interviewed. So I'm very interested in YouTube. I don't know quite how to think about it, but I think it's something very important happening there.
Well, you seem very sincere and almost like an innocent way of thinking and a very clear set of standards on what you classify as social media or not. Some would say YouTube is a social media company, second largest, on traffic, et cetera, et cetera. And you're right, there's not necessarily a comparable to them. Vimeo, some of these other companies. Facebook may say, yes, we are a direct competitor of YouTube, maybe on short clips. Facebook's not big on long form. Like you're not going to see too many 3-hour podcasts on Facebook. Instagram may say we also get on the short videos, 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute, 10 minutes, not necessarily hour type of thing. So then that goes back to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram being ones that you have a challenge with. And is it mainly because they get to dictate what you watch next and they're able to trigger and kind of manipulate the whole thing to say, hey, Cal, you like this? Let me feed you some more of this. Hey, like the whole Social Dilemma documentary. I'm assuming that's the part that you don't see any value in using those social media platforms. Is that a good way of putting it?
Well, I mean, I want to put it so starkly. So again, the way I think about things through my digital minimalism perspective is there's not something I really value in life for which any of those platforms is a really big win. The thing I'm very wary of is what in another book I wrote, I call the any benefit mindset. I think especially with tech, it is very dangerous to approach tech from the mindset of, could there be some value here? If so, why don't I try it? In some settings, that's okay. It's nice to explore, but because of the things you're talking about, that's a dangerous decision in the world of the social media networks because innocently, let me just like do some Instagram might end up being 7 hours a day. It might end up being, I am on this way more than I think it's useful, way more than I think is healthy. So you have to be a little bit more wary with these platforms because they are very good at grabbing your attention once they're there. So I keep coming back to, look, if there's a big win, I'll use it, but it could be interesting. You could find some new readers. There might be something interesting. That's not going to be compelling enough for me, especially when there's so many of these attention traps that have been engineered into the services. So I'm very wary.
Cal, do any of your family members use social media?
Probably, yeah. I'm not sure which platforms, but I mean, I think I'm the only person between the age of 20 and 45 left in this country who doesn't use social media. So I think I can confidently, I think I'm it. I mean, I think when they have board meetings at Facebook and they have audience acquisition charts, there's only one thing left on it, which is a picture of me. All right, we're almost done. We're almost done. We got one
So
left.
where do you keep pictures? Where do you keep pictures of family, like albums?
On my phone. So, which by the way is, I think, probably a strategic mistake that was made by the major platforms, is starting around 2012 to 2015, they said we're going to shift away from the original premise, which is this is a place to connect with people you know, and we're going to switch instead towards a news feed model. We are going to use algorithmic information to get you a steady stream of things that's going to be engaging to you. And a lot of people just migrated things like sharing photos with their family. They're like, well, fine, I'm not going to do this on Facebook. I'm going to do it on a group text message chain. I think ultimately that's probably going to be an issue for these platforms, because if they lose their network effect advantage, if it doesn't matter to me whether or not my cousin is on Facebook because I can just send him a picture of my kids on iMessage, now Facebook's advantage, why I have to use that platform, gets way reduced. Once it becomes just a source of entertainment, yeah, it's a stream of stuff that algorithms are selecting that's engaging. It's competing with every other form of entertainment out there, much more competitive landscape.
So if you like this little short clip from an interview I did, click over here to watch the entire interview. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.